Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Z-Star Tarot, and welcome to Jupiter's Cazimi, June 24th, also known as the Day of Miracles. I am so excited to do this reading, but before we get started, I just want to say thank you guys to each and every one of you for all the ways that you support, lift this channel up, lift each other up, because truly each and every one of you make the difference. I can't believe that our Honey Z-Star family is already at 2,000 subscribers, and I will say, we didn't just get to 2,000 subscribers. We surpassed it. Just seriously, it's been incredible. You give me goosebumps and you make me melt at the same time. I also want to apologize too. I have seen all your comments, but I had to unplug this weekend for a bit and do some spiritual enlightenment, do some spiritual work for myself even. So I'm delayed on responding to you guys, but that is the next thing that I want to do after I do this reading. Before we get started, like I say though, I just want to say I love each and every one of you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for being here and being on this journey with me. So today, the Day of Miracles, Jupiter's Cazimi. This is where the Sun, Jupiter, and the Moon are all in Cancer. And they are also all in Virgo's 11th house. So this is our house of hopes, wishes, dreams, aspirations for the future, especially wishes and aspirations of those that we share with others or work towards as a collective. So it harnesses human efforts, social networks, friendships, group affiliations, social causes. And then to break down the significance of each, the planet, the sun, and the moon, the sun is our giver of life. It represents our conscious mind, our vitality, our will to live, our creative force, and it's also our core identity. It's our core motivations. And Jupiter, of course, oh my goodness, the greater benefic, as I like to say. I like to pretend I actually have an accent that's other than Midwest, but either way. Jupiter for us represents expansion, growth, good fortune, optimism, higher learning, wisdom, spiritual understanding, abundance, luck, wealth, prosperity, and generosity. And then my personal favorite, serendipity, which I think we all need right now, especially with the volatility, all the excitement, the fear that's going on of just uncertainty going on in the not even just the United States, in the world right now. And the moon is our ruler of Cancer. So the moon represents our inner self, our mother, the connection between mother and child, the nurturer, the caregiver. She offers us security, comfort, and she also represents our emotional world. She helps us in our biggest lesson with the moon of emotional regulation, honoring our emotions, but also staying centered, staying 50-50 to reduce polarities, right? To regulate so that we can respond, not react. She also represents intuition, and she represents our subconscious, where the sun represents our conscious, right? So this is all coming together today, Jupiter Cazimi. And like I say, it is the Day of Miracles. It hits Virgo's 11th house, hopes, wishes, dreams, aspirations for the future, especially when it comes to collective aspirations. Now, so much flew out here, I will be honest. I'm not exactly sure which one. I think this fell out first. So, okay, right away, this is amazing. So the Three of Swords coming out in reverse. This is where reconciliation, release, reconnecting to the heart chakra comes into play. Apologies. There's less loss, less sorrow, because it leads to healing. It opens a pathway to healing. And with Jupiter in Cancer, I will say too, check out that video if you haven't seen it, but Jupiter is going to be in Cancer for a whole year. So it is notably a lucky year, but this is the day where it's the luckiest day for all of them, with it being so close to the sun. And it's also a day to remind us, to instill within us that it is a time that anything is possible. It taps us into infinite possibilities. Now, with the King of Swords, it kind of came out here 50-50. And so on one side, when it's in the upright, this is all about standing in our analytical minds. That's representing Virgo at its highest self, Geminian energy, as well as the grounding of Taurian energy. This also represents a lot of that air, and then also a marrying too, of fire. And so it ignites the mind. It also roots us to our foundations. And so it also speaks of our ambition, standing also too with the King of Swords, with truth, in our truth, standing in our justice, fairness, standing in our values when it comes to ethics, but also too being a man or woman of action when it comes to our truth, especially when it comes to our professional long-term legacy. Now, with the swords here, it represents conflict, issues at hand, but it also represents ideas, expansion through action, thoughts, utilizing our intellect. But it represents, on the other side, ruthless action, what we're confronted with, what we're overcoming, right? Especially when it comes to balancing out, coming to the center in that 50-50. And so on the other side of it, it's about malice, hard-heartedness, abusive powers, ulterior motives, criticalness, and especially with our Virgo being in our South Node being in Virgo, being overly critical, right? Negative influence of others surrounding us and how we're being influenced by that negativity, especially on the day of miracles. When we manifest, one of the true things when it comes to the law of attraction, when it comes to magnetizing our energy, with getting into that flow, with attracting, because like attracts like, and getting into that high vibrational nature and signature, that resonance, so that the universe can mirror back to us, finding our center against all chaos, as well as the other polarities, basically the highs and the lows, is important. And this is the day where our mindset is key, especially when it comes to letting go of limited beliefs, I should say, but embracing that anything truly is possible. Now is the day to come to the center and believe in yourself. Keep a positive mindset and bring that ability to your manifestations, because your manifestations, the power within you as a creator, knowing that we are all one, we are all source, opens us to infinite possibilities. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Also, more so, share your thoughts in the comments below. What you're manifesting, what you're calling in, especially when we've got basically a challenge of holding our center. And what really comes to mind with that is, when I lived up north, one of the things that I got as wisdom, and it was true wisdom, I will say, from one of the Native American tribes up there, is it was something very nonchalant, right? I was going to the trash dump to drop off my trash, and basically I was like, hey, good morning, and I said hi to somebody that lived in my community. And he's like, 50-50. And I was like, what? Because I'm very much used to that Midwest nice of like, oh, I'm good, how are you? Whether you're good or not, that's just kind of the expectation of a response, I guess, in some ways, that I was preconditioned to. And so to have that come back to me, it really triggered my ears, and it triggered my mind as well as my heart. And I had to, of course, ask. And so what he explained to me is basically the lesson of polarities, right? And so when we have, especially with the world right now, the power dynamics, very extremes, right? Extreme negativity, extreme positivity, or even like just in the last few days where I'm at, we had 3 days of like immense heat. The solar flares made everything hot, and very, very humid. Loved it. My hair was wild and just untamable and unruly, and it looked beautiful. It's one of the few times I don't have talent with hair. But either way, it's one of the few times where I don't have to do anything to my hair. Not to say that I do anyway on a regular basis, but it just looks phenomenal. And I just absolutely love it. It's one of those, it reminds me of freedom, where it's like one of these situations where it's like Farrah Fawcett meets wind-blown moisture, crazy awesome. And it's just like, oh wow, ba-boom, And so anyway, as he explained to me, especially in the light of the heat, right? We had extreme heat for 3 days. Now today, we've got extreme thunderstorms coming in for the next couple days. And tonight alone, we're projected to reach 5 inches of rain. And so there's extremes really going on. And so to have the light, to have the dark, helps us to appreciate both, right? And what I mean by that is that the dark serves as a place where the light shines the brightest. It's a catalyst for us to really know what to change. It challenges us to make us resilient, but it also allows us with the light. So if everything was cozy and roses every single day, we wouldn't have any challenge to learn, to improve, to find commonalities where we can come together. But the big thing that it signifies is basically separations, right? And so instead, to come together in a commonality, in a common goal, in a place where we all agree or can at least learn to honor, to accept, to respect, that's what the extremes really pose as a lesson for us to learn. And when it comes to manifestations, especially because the Day of Miracles, Jupiter Cazimi is all about infinite possibilities. It's important to remember to hold your center with that King of Swords, to come to the middle, to hold your center when you manifest and believe that truly anything is possible. It's the belief in the self, because you are truly a creator. Keeping that positive mindset, building your inner self up, learning to be gentle with yourself, not being controlled by the ego of, oh, I'm perfect, not striving for perfection either, not being overly critical where you tear yourself down to a point where you don't think you can accomplish anything, but instead to know, to be fearless in the way of wanting to learn the resilience to grow, learning that, like I say, the light shines greatest in the dark, as well as the darkness gives us reprieve from extra heat like we just had in my area. Both allow us to come back to find balance. And that is truly the miracle of Jupiter Cazimi, like I'm saying. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because this is the day where it truly is the day to manifest. And side tangent too, I did put together finally a separate video on the 7 steps of manifestation. I'm going to publish it right before this one. I'll link it into the description of this video as well as to the tag at the end. So check it out if you need a reminder, if you need a walkthrough through those steps, so that you can truly be cognizant and marry the conscious with the subconscious, because that's what those polarities also represent, is coming together in that unity. And so during this time on Jupiter Cazimi, it strengthens our manifestations. It makes it easier than ever before to call in our desires, call them into our life, and magnetize them into our life. It's also the best day for manifestation, like I say. And so with Jupiter Cazimi's energetic strength, it'll empower you and empower anything that you wish for. So the biggest lesson is to be careful of what you wish for. Do it with mindfulness. Do it with emotional intelligence. Honor your emotions, because remember, thoughts become things. Your feeling is what feels it into reality through those actions, through that ambition, that passion. And remember that your miracles will unfold over this next year. Jupiter's going to be in Cancer this whole next year. And so if your miracles don't happen today, they're in the works. Just trust and have faith, release, and be open to receive. And like I say, if that resonates, put a heart in the comments below. But with the 4 of Wands, where Spirit is coming in today, is it's all about a focus on your foundations, your stability, your 50-50. Leading with the heart rather than the ego. Because remember, the universe can orchestrate much greater things for us than what the ego can imagine. This is about bringing solidity to your manifestations through discipline, achieving your ambitions, your legacy, your long-term goals, through collaboration, through cooperation, through co-manifestation, to bring them into your reality. This is also about self-regulation, right, with your emotions. And I'm not surprised that the moon came out 50-50 here as well, because again, we've got the moon in Cancer as well during this Cazimi. And the moon is the ruler of Cancer. But this is again about opening and aligning and leading with that heart. It speaks a lot to that Aries energy, so that really is a reminder of action. And remember, Mars just went into Virgo. Check your placements in your chart, because this is the time where the go-getter planet of Mars is also coming towards, leading us towards taking action in our long-term goals. To top that off as well, we've also got Neptune as well as Saturn in Aries. Saturn is our planet of structure, discipline, karma. Neptune is our planet of dreams. Both are in action at this time. This is the time to receive and to co-manifest. And then also too, I'm just taking a look here on this with my notes here, but this is also, where is this little guy? Hold on. Oh, well, that's beautiful. So this, I don't know why I didn't recognize this, but this signature is also representative of Venus. So Venus is also in Taurus right now as well for Virgos. That's all about our planet of love. Remember, love is the universal language of the language of the universe. The universal language, that also works. But either way, it's in Taurus, and so it's focusing on home, stability, again with foundations. But with the Four of Wands, this really speaks to harvest. Now is the time to be open to receive stability, peace, balance, harmony, bliss, prosperity, and also too to come back to your 50-50. Settle those emotions, especially with so much fear and uncertainty, fear-mongering going on in these days, so much polarity going on as well. This is the time to come together. And that's what the Four of Wands is really demonstrating and reminding us of, because collectively, we are stronger together. We're all stronger when it comes to our manifestations than we realize. Now, when that comes into play for your own life, put the ego aside, come into the common goals that we can collectively manifest together, and think of what we can accomplish. I'm just saying, it blows my mind, especially with doing the meditation and the astrology for this reading on the Jupiter Cazimi. I got goosebumps left and right, but it was all about this, all about so many signs of how, and ideas of how we can make things better. Come together from a catalyst and come together out of polarities into common goals through acceptance, forgiveness, releasing, but also, like I say, being okay with understanding the lessons that come through with polarities, with differences, because that's what makes us stronger, is that we all think differently, we all feel differently. It's not about imposing our beliefs on other people. It's about being open to receive so that we can work together and bring all of them to the table to create success together. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Share your thoughts as well. Because at this time with the King of Wands, this is where, and I will say too with Mars, this is where Virgos are really being awakened at this time. And expect that, spoiler alert, July is really the month of a great awakening. If you've been feeling this, you're not alone. Don't be surprised. But coming to the table, Virgos are being aligned right now to really wake up in a very powerful way and to get ready to receive. And especially with Jupiter's Cazimi, when it comes to social networks, friendships, humanitarian efforts, social causes, group affiliations, you're being asked to step up as the leader or in a place of leadership. And it's because we're able to really align or help align chaos and bring organization to chaos. We're the healers as well as the teachers, right? And this is where we're good at our communication. We're ruled by Mercury as well. This is the time where we can stand in honesty. We can stand in the center in 50-50, right? Not taking or holding a perspective or choosing a side, but instead coming to the middle when it comes to leading in a place where we can lift everybody up for success and inspire others into a place of creativity so that we all can create together. This is double fire, so it speaks to Scorpio energy. It really embraces those shadows, right? But also too, it speaks to truth with Sagittarius and honoring those truths, right? As well as honoring, trusting our inner knowing when it comes to putting voice to our truths. And that's what Mercury really is bringing in as well during this time. And if you haven't seen it, I don't want to repeat myself too much, but check out the weekly read, because Mercury does play a role in this opportunity after the new moon, which is coming in tomorrow. So we've got a lot lined up. It's a very busy week, but Mercury will play its key as well. But this is where you're standing in a place of passionate inspiration, walking inspiration, but it's through honesty. It's finding efficiencies, but it's standing as a wise, charismatic leader that really gets and opens the flow of communication, right, into creativity. And so with the throat chakra, it really speaks to letting others be heard, as well as speaking and being heard by others as well, on an equal playing field, right? It's again about 50-50. And like I say, this is the day of manifestation. So Jupiter Cazimi's energetic strength will empower us, right? Anything we wish for is stronger on this day. Be careful what you wish for. Be mindful of what you wish for. Utilize your emotional intelligence, your emotional coherence when it comes to your manifestations. Remember, your miracles will unfold. This is the day. And for Virgos as well, get ready to also meet your new best friends. I am just saying, with the 11th house, it's also about your relationships, right? Your group affiliations, social causes, social networks, especially if you've got a platform where you can reach people like the Honey Sea Star Tarot, right? Or like channels like this. Get ready to meet people that are like-minded, that come together with common goals, that lift each other up. And this is the day where Virgos are getting ready to meet like their new best friends, basically. Jupiter is prospering in our 11th house, and it's guiding us to our community. And more importantly, it's guiding us to our soul tribe. Each new friend, each new partnership that you make, that you meet, that is coming in and aligning with you, will end up being the answer to your prayer in one way or another. And as Jupiter in Cancer manifests a community for you that lifts you up to success, that lifts each other up for success, you'll find that you won't be able to co-collaborate or live without them. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because as a collective, when it comes to collective prayer of manifestation, for Virgos, especially during this day on Jupiter Cazimi, especially with tensions rising, calming that energy, neutralizing the polarities to come to the center in 50-50 is where we're at with the moon energy here as well. This is where we're able to invoke the healing energy of the healers, the teachers of the zodiac. But within that, we can also help with transmuting that fear into peace, come together and work together with the law of harmony in humanity as a whole, as one. And if that resonates, by all means, like I say, share your thoughts in the comments below, because with the moon energy, and again, the moon rules Cancer, right? So on the upright, it's about voluntary change. It's about embracing dualities. It's about embracing and trusting your intuition, your subconscious, your inner shadow, right? Because your darkness is also your light. That's where we gain our wisdom. It's where we gain our transformation as well, through regulation, through turning wounds to wisdom and turning that pain to passion, to power, so that we can build better, so that we can elevate and ascend higher. And this is where you're really ascending to a place of spirituality. It's embracing that inner shadow with love, with forgiveness, with acceptance. Now, the moon also does speak as well to hidden enemies, right? So it's seeing things through the veil to see what's truly going on, right? And so I know I've touched on it in a few videos here now, but this is the time to really step back. If you feel like you're really driven towards choosing a side, let's just put it that way altogether. Especially with, the aspect going on in Iran, especially with viewpoints when it comes to immigration, all the changes with our institutions when it comes to, say, for instance, our education in the States, with what we're doing with our political alliances with other countries, with tariffs. There's so many issues that are leaving us divisive. And it's forcing us in a lot of ways to really look at things with uncertainty, look at things with volatility, with fear, but mainly with divisiveness. This is to step back, but also to step forward in that 50-50 place, in the center, to look at both sides, to look at, more importantly, asking the bigger picture. Who's wanting to invoke fear? Who's wanting to harvest negative vibrations? And what can we do to transmute that energy into a place of healing. Not necessarily into a place of extremes, right? But in a place of 50-50. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Because on the other side of the moon, this is about confusion, uncertainty. Like I say, who's feeding the fear? Who wants us to be controlled? And if they can't control us, what will, why are they trying to destroy us? Bigger question. This is where, by not being controlled, but by coming together in a 50-50, through acceptance, forgiveness, healing, the power of the collective is stronger than we realize. But this is where there's a lack of judgment that happens when you're in a place of confusion. That's where we have a fight or flight situation come on, or a response to come in, rather than finding that regulation of our emotions, that coherence of our emotions. And so it instead leads us to thinking about irrationalities, right? To reacting with irrationalities, having a lack of judgment, or even having a lack of self-control. This is where, again, Spirit is reminding us with that Piscean energy as well, to embrace the dualities and come back to the center. Hold that 50-50, because there's a reason for the dark, there's a reason for the light. And with the 18, it reduces to a 9. This is about the beginning and completions. Through selflessness, it's releasing that ego and leading with the heart through healing. But it's also about purification of consciousness, big one. And like I say, it's leading with the intuition, letting the conscious and the subconscious work together. It also speaks quite a bit, like I say, with creative flow. That's speaking about the water of the Piscean energy. Remembering that we are truly, which Pisces is our opposite sign, right? They're the dreamers. They rule Neptune in a lot of ways. And remember, Neptune is in Aries at this time. Dreams in action. How do we come to the center? To invoke healing together through collective prayer. This is where our soul tribe, the zodiac for us, are being called as Virgos to come back to the center and to lead through kindness, through compassion, through forgiveness, and most importantly, acceptance, so that we can all honor each other with the 50-50. And if that resonates, like I say, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Because at this time, I just want to seed plant with you. Not trying to preach at you, I promise. But as Jupiter manifests with a community, a collective collaborative effort, this is the time to really think about the rising tensions and how we can transmute fear into peace, to work with the law of harmony. It's not about one or the other. It's about working together. This is the time as well where, by feeling peace, the way that we can do the best work, we don't have to go to a place to be advocates, but it starts with doing the work within. As above, so below, as within, so manifests in the world around us. And so to transmute that energy, because energy, all energy we can use, all matter and dark matter, right? We need both in order to have spatial alignment, if that makes sense in quantum physics. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below if you're understanding or if you feel me here on this. But basically, to work within is to also work without, work in the world around us. And so the best advocate you can do with working with the law of harmony is to feel peace, feel love, feel acceptance, walk with peace, walk with love, walk with acceptance, walk with forgiveness, speak peacefully, speak lovingly, speak with acceptance and forgiveness. We can rebuke fear in that way, transmute hate into love, transmute tension into calm, and we can do it collectively even more powerfully than we can do individually. And if that resonates, like I say, by all means, because this is about quantum physics, quantum entanglement, put a heart in the comments below. Because as we're vibrating in these energies, as we walk with the heart and not with the ego, and we remain open, our heart vibrates in a posture of peaceful resonance. And that's where, as a collective, we can work together, we can work through that together, co-collaborate together, co-manifest together with a greater alignment. And that's what true heaven on earth, that's where true heaven on earth is created each and every day in every single way. And like I say too, on this channel, on the Honey Sea Star, this channel too. That's where we're creating our heaven on earth. And if that resonates, by all means, like, share, subscribe. That way we can get this message out, grow our family, and more importantly, all come together during Jupiter's greater benefic, I don't know why I can't say that right now, on the day of miracles, and truly create something prolifically amazing. So, that being said, this is the day, like I say as well, where thoughts, actions, feelings become one, especially when it comes to manifestation. And I'll say it again, I'm putting out I'm putting out a separate video going into the 7 steps on manifestation. So check that out if you need a little reminder, because it also involves inner work when it comes to our manifestations. But the biggest reminder with it as well is if you're feeling a need to transmute, the easiest way to honestly transmute negativity and to change energy just in general very quickly like that, believe it or not, is laughter. And so for me, true story, as I was going through my news feed this morning, and that's why I had to tap out and do some spiritual growth this weekend, to be honest with you. So even this morning, I was so grateful for it. But so here it is. I pull up, my news feed. I know I probably shouldn't have, but either way, I did. And it's one thing after another of negativity, even in the tarot world. Just saying, I was pretty surprised about what was being fed towards me. And then all of a sudden, when I go to Google, because I was gonna Google something, and for whatever reason, Eminem's name came up, and I'm like, okay, click on it. Why not? I'm curious as a cat. And the first thing that came up, and it just made me really laugh, and the tension just was like gone, was apparently there is nothing better than a grandpa celebrating his first grandchild. Oh my goodness. So he's got I love his sense of humor. I'm just saying, he's got a wicked sense of humor that is just so childlike and in his years, and so youthful, I should say. I can completely relate with it in so many ways. Thank you, Spirit. But he, as being the new proud grandpa, just saying, has released a new merch. So I'm not being sponsored by him by any means, but I thought it was just cuter than pie. So he's created a new merch for the Shady Baby because he's a new grandpa. He's got a new clothing line for babies, and it's the Shady Baby, and it's of course his cute Robin-like outfit from like Batman and Robin. I positively melted, and I will just say, by the miracle of miracles, chances that he actually somehow gets to listen to this video this far in as well. I got a plug for you, Mr. Marshall. If you could also remember our fur babies. I'm a proud cat mama, and I have 2 fur babies that in their very majestic, malicious, fun, troublemaker days would absolutely love to support the cause. If you could also design some fur or shady fur baby gear, I would be your first purchaser. I'm just saying. So just a plug, no pressure. I don't need any type of royalties or anything. That one's free for you. But either way, I'm just saying, after all of my newsfeed being so negative, it instantly made me laugh, and all the tension that I was carrying and the negativity that I was carrying just melted. So just remember, laughter is the biggest medicine, the best medicine sometimes. It's the best things in life that are free, that truly are the healers. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because like I say with the tarot, this is a day, especially with what's going on in the world around you, step back to step into the center of the 50-50 and ask, why is there so much fear-mongering? Who benefits? Who harvests the energy? Why is there so much conflict and divisiveness being encouraged? And if you're being distracted by it, feeling the need to polarize, this is the time where Spirit wants you to look at that. Conflicts will leave you feeling defeated. Arguments, stress, tension, violence. This is the time instead to surrender. Come back to the middle in your 50-50, in your place of peace. And instead remember that this is the greatest potential day. It is the day of miracles when it comes to manifestations, and it amplifies our luck. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. It brings big wins, big ideas, big developments, big plans. It brings triumph, fame, glory, especially in Virgo's life in particular, with it being exalted in our 11th house, house of hopes, wishes, dreams, legacies, long-term aspirations for the future, especially those that we share with others or work towards as a collective with humanitarian efforts. And if that resonates, if you support that, by all means, like, share, subscribe, put a heart in the comments below, because again, the King of Wands came out. This is the time where Spirit is saying, surrender. That's also part of manifestation. Keep an eye out for that video, just saying. This is the time instead to utilize your leadership to manifest your goals. Stay focused. What goals lead you to your greatest masterpiece, your greatest dream life, the one that calls to your soul, that reminds you of your soul's journey, that leads you on your highest elevation timeline. Because remember, the biggest message I got as well during my meditation is that out of all negativity, out of all chaos, out of all volatilities and violence, conflicts that can arise during this time, the one thing to remind yourself of, the universe's language is love. Your highest timeline is protected. Lower vibrations can never touch your highest timeline, and you are protected. Spirit wanted me to really say that in this message. That was the biggest thing that kept ringing in my ears, chiming in my ears as I was meditating on this day, especially after looking at my news feed. This is the time when Virgos are reminded to be open-minded. Stay in your 50-50. Stay resilient. Stay focused and utilize your leadership, your love language to manifest your goals. Stand in your authority because you are the creator. You are one. We are all one. And so at this time, like I say, this is the time where Jupiter is exalting us. It is helping us, lifting us up in a place of triumph. Light, especially after the summer solstice, triumphs the dark. It triumphs over where you're spreading yourself too thin, where you're feeling stressed, overburdened, drained, overwhelmed, feeling like you've got too much responsibility. If you're feeling that way, especially because of the polarities that are going on right now, remind yourself that you only need to carry what's meant for your masterpiece in your life. If you manifest peace, love, joy, and walk with peace, love, joy in your heart, and walk through your manifestations as well as your life in action, in thought, in emotions, that's all that's needed of you. And if we all do that collectively, imagine what we can accomplish. But you don't need to change the world on your own. The more divisive we are, the less power we have. There's strength in numbers. And this is where our luck is amplified. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because now is the time to dream big. And then Jupiter is calling us to dream even bigger. Set your intentions. Align with your deepest desires. Match your emotions to them, because this is your vibrational signature that the universe mirrors back. And with the summer solstice, like I say, this is the time when light triumphs over dark. And the moon in Cancer will also be providing us the emotional support, the intuition, so that you'll be able to move forward in your goals with greater clarity and greater confidence. You are protected. Your highest timeline, your highest ascension cannot be touched. I'm just going to say it again, just saying. And with the Queen of Cups, this is where you are an emotionally supportive figure. Again, the moon is giving you that emotional strength, that emotional intelligence, as well as coherence. This is also about trusting your intuition and surrendering your manifestations to the divine, because the universe can bring in and deliver far more than our egos can imagine. This is also the time to walk with empathy, walk with grace, utilize your untapped potential, your infinite possibilities, your psychic connections with the universe, as well as your creativity when it comes to your wishes, your hopes, your dreams. Like I say, dream big and then dream even bigger. Because this is the day. It's all about aligning to your true calling as you align to your heaven on earth. And as we all create, if we all create our heaven on earth, our highest timeline, our life's dreams, our soul's journey, our biggest life purpose. This is aligning us to our true calling, and we are all creating our heaven on earth, because we are all connected not only to each other, but we're all connected to the earth. We're all connected to the universe, and as we heal, as we manifest, we can all create heaven. I'm just saying. So this is the time, like I say, where your greatest masterpiece that honors your spiritual truth, your practical embodiment, this is the time where it's a day of miracles. So like I say as well, especially for Virgos, with this being exalted within our 11th house, this is where Jupiter's Cazimi, is bringing us significant shifts in our life. It empowers us to connect collectively, to nurture our emotional well-being, and let go of limiting beliefs. Let go of those preconceived notions of accepting less than what we deserve, and instead commit to our highest positive mindset, our highest timeline. Transmute the negativity, transmute the fear, transmute the chaos, silent the compliance for less than what we deserve, and instead manifest our dreams through collaboration and heartfelt action. Because like I say, with the Ace of Pentacles, welcome to your day of miracles. This is new beginnings, this is prosperity, this is financial gain, opportunity, change, money, career opportunities. This is the day with Jupiter's Cazimi, along with the moon in Cancer. And keep in mind, I'll do a separate read, but the new moon in Cancer is tomorrow. New moons are all about beginnings, right? And the moon is supporting us during this time. She's our mother, she's our nurturer. She allows our intuition to come through and tap in those psychic abilities. Mercury is also playing a role with that as well. Like I say, check out the weekly reading if you haven't seen it yet. But this is the day. Welcome to a day of miracles. The heart is leading you to your dreams and to your purpose. Now, I just want to seed plant with you, because like I say, this is the day to dream big and then dream bigger. And so as we define things, part of manifestation in a lot of ways is also about tapping into unlimited potential, infinite possibilities, right? And so like I say, I just want to open your eyes up and seed plant a perspective change. So in a lot of ways, when we look at the volatility of the stock market, right? You know, whether it be what do you invest in, and especially when you're looking at energy, I'm just going to put it in monetary energy because it's an easy way to look at it and to articulate. But as we look at things on a monetary level, you can look at the value, because that's all that is, right? Monetary energy is value, it's energy. So you can look at the monetary value of, say, the US dollar, or look at how you invest. Do you want to go into Bitcoin, which is an interesting thing as well. It's the Wild West where it's unregulated, pros and cons. Should we have it be governed? Should we not? Should we be governed by things that are above, are deemed by humans, or should we be governed by universal law? Bigger perspective. But on the tangible side, if we are all one as a collective, and we are all one with the earth, because she is also part of our collective. The universe is also, as we think bigger and dream bigger, part of the collective. When we look at the earth's monetary values, you're looking at, as an example, gold, silver, and copper. Now, as we define the value, currently, we're just talking about monetary, so we're also talking about the focus of profitability. Now, if we're all one, I just want to seed plant this. If we're all one, if we take from the earth, are we not taking from ourselves? And so with gold, silver, copper, each one is deeply intertwined as we start looking at the perspective of how we define value. They're intertwined with transformation as well as deeply intertwined with human nature. And so gold represents spiritual consciousness, wisdom, mastery, vitality, our inner light, our enlightenment of the self. Silver is our subconscious. It's the divine feminine. It represents intuition, our healing, our purity, clarity, our soul's journey. And copper is the realm of our emotions, love, charm, beauty, harmony, manifesting, intentions. It also provides for us the foundation for spiritual and psychological growth. And so when you're looking at it in a lot of ways, we could look at gold, silver, and copper as the conscious, which is the ego, the subconscious, which is our intuition, and our emotions. These are the key factors when it comes to manifestation, right? Intention, action, and emotion. And so just as a seed planting for this, but as we look at that, if the earth is one, if the universe is one, if we as a collective are all one, should we be harvesting as just a limiting monetary valuation of them? Should we be taking from ourselves, our conscious, our subconscious, our emotions, and are we taking away our manifestations by stripping the earth of her manifestations? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm just curious, but I did want to seed plant that with you as well. Now, just to get a few messages from our ancestors here, what flew out of the deck over there is prosperity. I mean, this is gorgeous. With the frog, this is reminding us to let go of the past, embrace change, because opportunities are close at hand, especially today, the day of miracles. Hop into this new day with joy, abundance, and good fortune await you. Just imagine if all of us manifested our soul's true calling, our heaven on earth, our highest timeline, the life of our dreams, our greatest masterpiece that honors our spiritual truth and our practical embodiment. Imagine how collectively, how powerful we would be if all of us are creating in our 50-50. And if that resonates, by all means, like, share, subscribe, put a heart in the comments below. And then Spirit, just a few more, I just want to get a few more guidances from our ancestors here, because we are also one with our ancestors. They paved the way, especially within our 12-strand DNA. And at the bottom of the deck, this is about regeneration. Oh my gosh. Okay, I promise I'll stop, but boy. Okay. Like I say, this whole entire thing on the Day of Miracles is about regeneration. Come back to the 50-50 to truly heal, right? Come back to embrace from polarities to a place of acceptance, to a place of coming together with common goals, because we are stronger truly together as a collective. This is also reminding us that with the lizard, with regeneration, we are a survivor. And we are a thriver because our survivor skills, our manifestations are unparalleled. No matter what happens, we can adapt. We can embrace our transformation. And now is the time to embrace our transformations, our manifestations, because we are the master of regeneration. This is the time as well to remember of just how powerful we are in our resilience through self-reliance. We are strong, independent, and often solitary, right? Integrity is important, especially when it comes to manifesting your highest timeline, your best outcome. Now is the time to cloak yourself in invisibility, especially when you're being dragged to having to choose a side, but instead walk with the shamans. Use your intuition. Let your life unfold in silent perfection, because the universe delivers far more than what our ego can imagine. And with the bison at the bottom of the deck, what came out is abundance. This is our white buffalo woman, right? This is the time where we're being cloaked in wisdom. It's the time to ask Spirit, ask the universe to keep us warm through the storms of life. Fill our lives with goodness. Teach us the way of gratitude and prayer, especially as we come together in making our heaven on earth with the Day of Miracles. And what I personally love is that personal choice came out. This is the time to close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdoms do they share? Embrace those qualities, because each of us has our own unique story, our own unique heaven on earth, right? Not at the destruction of others, not at everything being perfect, but in the 50-50 of the soul's journey. the rewards of the soul's journey, because those are the lessons that we all sign up for. This is the time to embrace those qualities and embrace your soul's journey. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, let me know in the comments below. Not trying to rhyme, but I did. But either way, before we go, because music is so much, just like laughter, it is our medicine, it is our movement, our pranayama as well is so important, because as we do the work within, that's what truly manifests in our world without. As above, so below, right? And so during your meditations on the day of miracles on Jupiter's Cazimi, during Jupiter's Cazimi, I should say too, when Jupiter is exalted by the sun and the moon, practice your improv with music with the key of B. Also, too, focus on opening and unblocking that third eye. Remember, your intuition will lead you. You are protected during this time. The moon supports you. And with your third eye open, it will always guide you, because your soul knows the way, and your intuition is your soul's guidance telling you, guiding you each and every step. And so I truly hope that this reading helps. I am sending so much love and light to each and every one of you. Take care. Happy Jupiter Cazimi. Happy Day of Miracles. And I will see you in the next reading.